Hello and welcome to my review of the Drift Stealth 2 action camera. It's the 8th generation of cameras, and the Stealth 2 is Drift's smallest and lightest drift camera to date. Its actual measurements, it's tiny. It's 80mm by 42mm by 27mm, and it only weighs 97 grams. Crikey, that's almost as light as a Spyderco UK PK. It's under the 100 gram mark, which is excellent for a camera. How small it is, well, here's a can of full fat Coke, and yeah, it's tiny. You want to see how small it is compared to another camera? Here's the Ghost S. Now the Ghost S I didn't think was that much of a large camera. I mean, let's face it, you're going to have this, you know, glued to the side of your helmet, and I didn't think it was that big or heavy, but compared to the Stealth 2, it's a monster. It's a big brick. It affects your wind resistance. All kinds of things happen when you've got this strapped to the side of your head. So I'll just go through a few specifications and some kind of like talking points and things of this little Stealth 2. They say that it can be carried with you anywhere and everywhere, so you're always ready to capture, you know, footage and things. It's a high quality 7-element lens, and it provides a 137-degree field of view, and it doesn't use a narrow angle, so objects appear closer and sharper. It captures 1080p, films in 1080p at 30 frames per second, and it's got an Aptina CMOS sensor that produces crystal clear high definition footage and all that good stuff. 3 hours recording time. I've often run out of space before I've run out of actual battery life. A lot of the time they are quite level though. I've got a 32 gig micro SD in here. I'll show you. I'll open the camera up in a little moment to show you that. But the battery life, if you're commuting and your work is 20 minutes, half an hour away, you probably won't need to charge this midweek. You can have this running all through the week, especially if you're one of these people that has it on the DVR mode and has it in your car, which I'd strongly suggest getting your camera in your car anyway, and then it's going to last even longer. But if you want to have it on the top quality 1080p 30 frames per second, it's going to last you all week, which is incredible. It's an ultimate kind of commuting camera. As it says 3 hours recording time. It's got a rotatable lens, which is obviously very useful. As you can see, it's got an aerodynamic design, which is a unique point of view camera. Aerodynamic, it's certainly more aerodynamic than that, let me tell you. It's got a colour coded screen, so welcome to the 90s again. Unfortunately just LCD. I know people and kids have had iPads and things for God knows how many years, but yeah, welcome to the 90s. It's got green to signify that it's on. You can also have a two-way remote. I already had a two-way remote and it works the same way. And you can also put a waterproof case on it to make it water resistant up to 40 meters. The best things in the sea are only within the first 10 meters anyway. Anyone who does any diving will know that. There is that option to take it diving with you. You can take still images at 12 megapixel photos, or you can obviously create slow motion shots at 720p and 60 frames. So you can get 60 frames, 720p, and it's got the 135 degree field of view. It uses existing mounts, alright, so it uses this standard mount that just goes on there, and then that slots into your 3M sticker thing. Easy to use. Say it's got 1.3 inch monographic backlit LCD. It's just an LCD basically that's got colours, and you can use the remote on it. It's got this 300 degree rotating lens and a very long battery life of 3 hours. You could charge your camera using just a USB from your computer at work or wherever, or you can just plug it directly into the computer. You don't have to faff about with putting memory cards in either. That's kind of like the corporate kind of spiel and things about the camera. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you're still awake after that. Now we're in the part of the video where it's actually my review and what I think about the camera. Remember, I try and be as impartial and as fair as I can in every single review I do. You must understand that I'm not given these items. I have to purchase them myself with my own hard-earned money. Therefore, there is that element of being impartial in terms of it's my money that I've spent. I want to make sure that if you spend your own money, then it's a good purchase. If you're getting into motovlogging, do not buy this camera. It's as simple as that. If you're going to make videos and try and put them on YouTube and you want to talk in them, don't get it. It's a simple. There's no you might get it. You know you might find some use from it. No, just it's a complete no answer. Don't get it. Get a Ghost S or get a GoPro, whatever. I don't really care about conflict of interest. I really don't. I bought these. I can say what I want. Don't get this camera if you're going to motovlog. Get this camera if you want a camera that'll take great quality video and you don't care about the sound, because trust me, the wind noise on this thing, I thought this was bad, but the wind noise on this is just horrific. If you've seen some of my videos, some I will have shot with this and I just point blank refuse to use most of the audio part of the footage because it's just terrible. You're just hearing that shh, shh all the time, and it's the same for this unless you're using the microphone, which I'll talk about in a moment. If you want a camera that it's small, lightweight, battery lasts a long time, this is great for commute, or if you're doing a video project whereby sound isn't an issue. If you do what I do a lot now, which is record my audio separately, and what Royal Jordanian, another motovlogger, does on a Zoom H2N, the unboxing of that will be coming out very soon. So, and I will talk about this in that video too. But you can, if you've got a separate audio recording device, this will work well with that. They'll balance each other out. Whereas if you're just going to have this and you think you can record all the audio as well as video for high speed moto bike footage, things like that, you won't be able to. Low speed, like maybe if you're on a push bike or something like that, where you can get a lot smaller video cameras than this, so it's still quite a big camera to put on a bicycle mount or bicycle helmet. You can't really use the audio at kind of like the high speed because the wind just destroys any audio that you could possibly get. So moto vlogging, no, unless you just want to get the audio, or if you want to record the audio from a separate device, but then that's another 50 to 100 quid that you've got to spend, and this camera is not cheap. Even with the 20% discount that you can now get by putting other moto vloggers codes in, this is still going to set you around about £180, which isn't that cheap. It's still quite an expensive purchase. And now that GoPro do some cameras that have screens similar to the Ghost S, you've got tough choices to make. But this one, I'd say footage only, unless you're willing to spend more on a separate audio device. But the camera itself is quite well made. The jewel popped off, that top jewel. I came off my bike and the jewel popped off. I emailed Drift. They were very quick to reply, but they wouldn't send me a new jewel. I even offered to pay money and postage and things. No, it's not a separate item, so I'm assuming that these are made in China, put in the cardboard box, shipped out straight away. No way of getting any separate parts, so just bear that in mind. I know that you can get like separate lenses and screws for the Ghost S, so you might want to do some research on whether you can get that on this. But yeah, if you've got any parts that go wrong with it, no, you got no chance. Camera itself is well made though, and it's quite durable. And like I said, you put it on using one of these universal mounts, and it goes on the helmet quite easily. I'll just show you that right now. So it screws onto this, and I'll just zoom out and show you that. So here's a Shoei helmet, of which you will see the review of next week. That'll be next week's video. I'm going to put the review of this Shoei GT Air. I've had it since September last year, so I might as well do a review of it. It just slots in like that and you're good to go. You can just start it up. You can use the remote with it. It's fine. It doesn't really affect your riding at all. There's not much wind against it. I mean, you can put the adhesive mount the other way, but then you always run the risk of it not being clipped in and the wind just pushing it off. So for me, that's why I've done it this way. On a newer helmet, I might put it that way, you know, the mount, but for this one, I feel more comfortable putting it that way. But it's up to you, it's preference, isn't it, at the end of the day. So it slots on there quite well. You can really put those 3M stickers anywhere, and as long as they're on there, then it's, you know, it's easy as just slotting this onto it. There's plenty of versatility for mounting options. I'll switch it on, which you get this beep, and then it's on. It shows you that it's 30 frames per second, but I know for a fact that that's 1080. You press it once and it starts recording. Press it again and it stopped, and it's started. When it goes to yellow, that's photo. Purple is time lapse, and cyan is photo burst. Alright, so you've got different modes there, and then you've got your settings, you've got different exposures, self timer, you've got your Wi-Fi, you've got car DVR mode, which is important. You've got mic sensitivity. I always have that on low, even though, like I said before, the wind, it just is horrific on it. And speaker volume, I always have that on high, because I like to know if the camera's on. You can take the remote control LED off, you can have the camera LED off, you can have the camera off after a certain time. So I hope that helps, just going through the modes. And then on the back, quite easily unscrewed. It doesn't feel water kind of proof or resistant, and whenever I've closed this and opened it after it's been raining, there has been a little bit of water around the areas now, so just bear that in mind. You can't submerge this. It's not waterproof, it's just resistant. So if you live in an area, well, like the UK I suppose, where there's an awful lot of rain and you're taking this out and you're expecting it to be completely watertight, that's a high expectation. If it starts raining and you're in the UK, I wouldn't rush to shelter and then take the camera off. I still would use it, but just bear that in mind, that it's not waterproof, just weather resistant. But I've never had any issues water seeking into the main compartments. And that, as you can see, unlike the Ghost S, where it's kind of all open, there are only a couple of areas here that are kind of exposed. The micro SD is here. It says you can only use 32 gig, that's rubbish. You can use the 64 gig, and you can use the Extreme. This is an Ultra, but you can use the Extreme, the gold ones, they work fine. USB is mainly for your charging it, and HDMI, you just put that to a monitor or whatever you want to do. As you can see, you can't change the battery, which absolutely sucks, but that's a compromise of how light it is and how compact it is, that you can't remove the battery. But basically, once your battery's dead, your whole camera's dead. So just bear that in mind if you're sinking 200 quid or $250 on it. That's quite an important point I wanted to make. R is your reset button. I've never had this crash on me, and I use it twice a day, every day, 6-7 times a week. Never had it crash. The Ghost S crashed, I say about 80-90% of the time. This hasn't crashed, so whether they've alleviated that problem, I don't know. Whether yours has crashed, who knows, but mine has never crashed, never had any problems. And if I did, I'd send it back, because last time I sent my Ghost S back, they sent me a brand new one. That's pretty much my end of review. It's been quite an exhaustive review. The footage, if you've seen any of my videos where there's music in the background or I'm not talking, like I haven't done a voiceover, like the Fireblade video where first ride on the 1000cc, I did a voiceover using the Yeti microphone, but all the footage was using this. So normally, if I'm not talking and it's music or whatever, it's this camera. If I am, and it's a moto vlog, I'll be using the Ghost S. Have a look at the footage. The Ghost S footage, I believe, is better, because obviously it's 60 frames per second. The Stealth 2 still gives you 1080p, and it still gives you great looking footage. It's just a shame about the audio side of things. I mean, the audio separately on the Ghost S isn't very good either, but it does have that option of having a microphone, and this is what I wanted to come back to. The Stealth 2 does not have a microphone input, so you're either going to have to record your voice if you want to do motor vlogs on a separate device, or just rule them out entirely. So not only can you motor vlog, you can't record the ambience as well, because when you connect a microphone into this Ghost S, you can still hear the bike without the wind and things like that. So there's still an option with the Ghost S to record what's happening outside the helmet, whereas the Stealth 2, you don't even have that option at all either. If you had to choose, like I said, it really depends on what you're going to be using it for. If you're going to be using it as a bit of insurance and a bit of protection from other car users, road users, whatever, and you're using it commuting, go for the Stealth 2, even though it is overpriced in my opinion. It offers great video footage, but it's just a shame about the audio. If you're going to be doing mainly moto vlogging, go for the Ghost S. I haven't really tried a GoPro. I'd like to try one, but I've just stuck with drift at the moment. That's really your use. If you can only get one, I'd go for the Ghost S. You pay more, but you get your microphone included, you get your remote included. It really is the ultimate kind of motovlogging camera in terms of quality and that audio side of things for when you're talking. If you're going for ultimate video and ultimate audio, I'd get a GoPro 4K, black or whatever it is, with a separate audio recording device. That would be the ultimate kind of setup. But if you just want to go and have a moto vlog, Ghost S will more than suit your needs. But if you want to go for something that's commuting and you're not really going to be talking and you just want to record footage for whatever your reasons, then the Stealth 2 will still do you well. I use the Stealth 2 every day because I don't have a long journey to make, so I'm not going to be talking to myself or talking to you guys. I don't need to carry this big old camera. It's got a lesser battery life and all the rest of it. This suits my needs perfectly fine, and this suits my needs likewise if I go out for a ride separately and do a moto vlog. So I hope this review has been helpful for you. I hope it's helped you make the decision. It does have a use, I'd say. I just wish that in future they keep the size, have a removable battery, possibly have a microphone in, or at least make the audio side of things much better, and then it would be, incredible. For its size and its weight, it just performs very well. So thanks ever so much for joining me. Thanks for watching. Take care.